Hi, my name is Joseph Fountain, and today I'll be showing you my upcoming Kickstarter, American Pandemic, the party card game.
American Pandemic is a party card game of freedom, survival, and the pursuit of bad luck. Setup begins by locating the green month cards and placing face up at the center of the table in order of the months. Next, grab the headline deck and locate the Pandemic card, which is highlighted in white compared to the rest of the cards. Place this on January the first month. Shuffle the rest of the headline cards and place them above the month cards. Next, draw any additional headline cards needed based on the number of rounds. In this game, we're playing a short game, so we will draw 3 headline cards at the beginning of each round across 4 rounds. Next, locate and shuffle the escape draw pile and place it face down below the month cards. Now locate the horde draw pile, shuffle, and place again below the month cards. Finally, locate the quarantine cards, give a good shuffle, and place beside the horde cards below the month cards. Each player now receives 1 Crazy Stash card as well as 1 Six Stash card, where all their bad luck points will be placed throughout the game. These cards are called the player's stash. Each player may also take the 2 different player guide cards to keep beside them. Set any unused player guide cards back in the box. Now locate the bad luck decks and separate by denomination and set within reach of all players. Each player takes 2 bad luck points and distributes them between their 2 stashes in the amount of their choice. For example, you could place 1 point on each stash or put both on 1 stash. Game setup is now complete, and the player who complains the most takes the first turn. A player's turn is divided into 3 phases. The first phase is the escape phase. Player draws 1 escape card and reads out loud for everyone to hear. In this example, the player has drawn a vacation escape card. Player will then draw 1 additional quarantine card during their quarantine phase. On top of that, the player then compares that escape card to any active headlines. If a headline card lists the title of the escape card, draw the number of bad luck points listed on the headline card and place it on the stash also listed on the headline card. If a headline card does not list that specific escape card, no bad luck points are drawn. Once the player has compared the escape card to all active headline cards, the player can then discard the escape card and continue to the next phase. The player will then visit the store, aka the horde draw pile, and draw a number of cards determined by the number of rounds. In a short game, they will draw 3 horde cards. All horde cards drawn will be placed in the area directly in front of the player called the player's pantry. Most horde cards will only have value at the end of the game, thus requiring being hoarded. In this example, the player has drawn toilet paper as one of the 3 cards. Toilet paper is one of the rarest cards in the game and also the most powerful. Toilet paper have a variety of uses, but for now, we'll place it in our pantry and look at the next card. Impulse buys remove bad luck points at the end of the game from our stashes. We will want to find a way to get rid of this later. The final card is CBD Gummies. CBD Gummies are a supplement card. Supplements, food, and investments are standard horde cards. These standard horde cards can be exchanged for 1 bad luck point at the end of the game. If you have 2 of the same standard horde card, they can be exchanged for 5 bad luck points. For now, we'll place all 3 bad luck points into our pantry and move to the next phase. The final phase of a player's turn is the quarantine phase. The player will draw 2 quarantine cards instead of 1 due to the effects of the vacation escape card drawn earlier in this turn. Quarantine cards are hilarious and awkward things people do to survive quarantine. The player then reads the card out loud for everyone to hear, as well as follows any instructions mentioned on the card. The player will then check to add or remove bad luck points based on the stash noted on the card. Afterwards, the player then discards the quarantine card and completes the final phase. Final example, all opponents will discard 2 bad luck points from their crazy stash, while the player will add 2 bad luck points to their crazy stash. The player then discards their second quarantine card, and the final phase is complete. However, once the final phase is complete, the player then passes the turn to the next person. When all players have completed a turn, it is time for a new round of play. To start a new round, players draw 3 new headline cards from the top of the headline draw pile. Then the headline cards are placed on top of the next month cards to the right of the prior month headlines. Players then continue taking turns until every month card has a headline card on it. Once players have completed the final round, the game is over and the exchange phase begins. Players then exchange all horde cards for bad luck points. As a reminder, some horde cards remove bad luck points while others gain bad luck points. Players then count their stashes to see who has the most of both stashes. Players receive bonus points for having the most in either stash. Players then perform a final count of both stashes combined, and whoever has the most bad luck points wins.